It is my pleasure to set the scene and to welcome you. Really fantastic to see so many familiar faces at the opening to our Global Provider Summit, our EMCC GPS. It's so wonderful to see you all. My name is Denise Whitworth. I'm EMCC Global Vice President Accreditation. I'm pleased to see so many people here. And in total, we have 1,200 plus people joining all the time to join us here this morning, this afternoon for many, and also the evening, of course. Different time zones across the world. Please do key into the chat where you are, your location, your individual welcome messages. It would be so lovely to see. I can see them coming in now from all over. Absolutely fantastic. The agenda is, as you will appreciate, 3 blocks of 8 hours over the 24 hours. So we have 6 keynotes, 50 roundtable dialogues, and networking, attracting worldwide participation. So underpinning this meeting of minds across the world is our dialogue of co-creation and collaboration across the world. The EMCC Global GPS is now in its 3rd year, and I'm delighted to say that this event is designed and led by our EMCC Global accredited education and training providers. We're joined by leaders, coaches, mentors, and supervisors, and a full range of business and voluntary sector organisations, again from around the world. So fantastic to see. So a very warm welcome. And a very, very special thank you to all our accredited providers, our members, our partners, particularly our huge number of volunteers, our council members, EMCC council members, EMCC Global Executive Board, our affiliated countries and regions, global work groups, leaders, project managers, and administrators whose tireless work has created this wonderful opportunity for us all across the next 24 hours. The GPS has earned, as you will appreciate, many of you participating from the past 3 years, it's earned a reputation of dynamic inquiry and reflection, a place where peers can come together and exchange ideas, challenge, learn, and find new connections. The EMCC Global Accreditation dynamic, evidence-based, reflective process enables us to celebrate, regulate, and frame our ongoing practice and lifelong learning, demonstrating the highest levels of professionalism. We are particularly proud during 2020 to have launched our combined EMCC Global Team Coaching Quality Award and individual team coaching accreditation, and to see our first 1,200 graduates celebrate this fantastic achievement. Also saw the launch of our 5-day challenge, helping individuals get their accreditation with the EMCC. We also have 45,000 plus graduates from our EMCC accredited provider education and training programs. I hope you enjoy the next 24 hours. We don't expect you to stay awake the whole time, of course, and we will be recording sessions for you to view afterwards. So please do take all these opportunities to interact, to engage, to input together while we recreate, co-create the future for our professional practice. Imagine the Olympic baton being passed from today, the first 8 hours, from Riza to Damien Golgog in the Americas, and then Damien through to Akbar in Asia and Asia Pacific region, and then back to ACT tomorrow morning, back in as Europe's waking up again. So fantastic opportunity. The dialogue will also continue into 2021 via our EMCC Global Dialogue Series. And I think without any further ado, I'm absolutely delighted to hand over to Dr. Riza Kadala, our EMCC Global President, to officially open our GPS 2020. Riza, over to you.
All I have to say, GPS is open. I declare GPS is open. But I'd like to add a few things. Thank you, Denise. And thanks to all of your volunteers, to the team. Nicola, I see here, and I see many other names here, but sorry, I'm not gonna name any name. I'm so afraid to miss any one of you. You are doing a great job. It's been, actually nowadays, are the last few days of my first mandate. So time passes so quickly, 3 years already finished. So I'm looking for my second term now. But I think one of the biggest achievements, I would say, in the first term is the focus we put on this very special and important stakeholder group, the providers. You are the ones, together with us, creating today's and the future of our profession, of our practice. So that's why we focus on engaging into a dialogue so that every one of us learn from each other. When I first assumed my role as the global president, I was even not holding an EIA. Then that came. Last year, when I was talking in the session about democratization of coaching and digitalization and everything, I wasn't an EQA provider, but the lockdown pandemic helped me to focus my mind. Now I have a small foundation level EQA where I discovered the value of our philosophy. And that brings us to even higher voice. Today you will see a session together with the European Commission, for example, because the world really needs some standards when it comes learning and development. A couple of things maybe going forward during this 24 hours, I'd be very curious to hear from you, to learn from you. You're thinking about democratization of coaching. So where we're going, are we going to stay always a privileged service for privileged people? Or digitalization of our services, is the threat? Or, as I always say, none of us will lose our job to a robot, but most probably will lose our job to someone who knows how to use a robot, an app, an algorithm. And there are so many apps in our domain. So how are we positioning ourselves, and how coaching and mentoring and supervision will benefit from these technologies? During these 3 years, we have quadrupled, I would say, our professional designation holders, the EIA holders, doubled or tripled the EQA providers. Our impact is global now, really. This is a tribute of where we are today. But what does it all mean to the impact? Because our purpose is to be at the benefit of the society at the end of the day. Is it really only the society, the sustainability, the earth, the creation of an inclusive society, fit for digital transformation and able to cope with climate challenge? You know, these are big issues, and standalone individual coaches, maybe our impact may seem to be limited, but altogether, my colleagues are telling me that collectively, the total graduates of your schools is almost 50,000 now and growing fast. So we do have an impact. I hope we will make the best use of this time. And as Denise said, this is an ongoing dialogue. So it doesn't start and finish today, but it will continue all through the year so that we can learn from each other. So that this learning can go towards our members, our community, and their clients, their systems, so that we can have a much higher and important impact in the world we live in. Our role to prepare the future. So let me also finish by thanking to Liz Louise, my predecessor, and all other predecessors that we had in the Global Executive Board for their hard work for the last quarter of a century. Our current members of the Global Executive Board, their dedicated work, efforts, all the volunteers, all of you, most of you, for your amazing work to add on to the creation of the future of our profession. So special thanks to our admin team. Sarah is in the background somewhere, and with her colleagues who will be holding us for 24 hours during this amazing marathon. And of course, to Denise, to Nicola, and all the people who made it happen. And special thanks to our speakers, but most of all, to all of you as participants. Together, this year, that was an amazing year for us. It was challenging in every aspect, but you may remember our Paris conference, how successful it was as a virtual conference. And today, our relatively small gathering of the GPS providers in Heathrow turned out to be a 24-hour global event with 1,200 participants all over the globe. We tend to be visible, we tend to be reachable, and we tend to make our best to see how we can adapt and even flourish in all those challenging times. And we do that for the benefit of our societies, for the benefit of our communities. So please do reach out to me. Any messages, you can reach out directly on LinkedIn. And we have our colleagues here, EMCC Global, in our totality will be at your service to contribute to the future of our practice and profession. I think that's all I have to say. If I forgot anything, I have a few more opportunities during the handovers to add on. And maybe one last thing I can add, Denise. I think it's less relevant to this group, but if you live in a country where there is no affiliated organization of EMCC, and if you believe we are also not only for practitioners, we are also believe here for the buyers, for all inclusive membership profile, academicians, and all other people who are really related to the creation, the best standards of coaching. So if you believe in your country there should be a presence of EMCC, please do reach out to us. We have 25 affiliated organizations, 2 big regions, Asia Pacific and Latin America, but we are open to have dialogue to enhance our reach globally. I should also pass this message to those, but it's more relevant in the other groups than in Europe. We are already well.
Actually, Reza, looking at the chat, we have people from all over the world actually in this call now. We have certainly somebody in Los Angeles who's logged in saying really early here, and one or two other people as well. So yeah, predominantly this is time zones in Europe and associated areas, and then we're moving into the Americas later on, but people will log in at all sorts of times. So yeah, please do pick and choose whatever sessions suit you. That would be absolutely fantastic.
So to close my part, let's do as this old Coach Coolidge used to do. Please congratulate yourself for being here.
Absolutely. Could I just,
you've done a great job.
I've just
see you around in the breakout sessions and other sessions. All the best. Thank you.
Thanks, Reza. And I've just been reminded by Trish quite correctly that we're tweeting hashtag GPS2020. So please, yeah, note that down. I'll put it in the chat, and I'm going to pass back to Reza to introduce our first key.